shove that cable. It's going to give us a headache. Okay. Is that better? Nope. Nope. Okay, you know what to do? That might be it. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Okay. So we had some sort of a major fuck up there where we lost the feed from the microphones to the board, which means that some stuff wasn't being recorded. I don't really know what wasn't being recorded, but I think we lost a whole bunch of stuff. That was the best stuff on the show, right?
Probably, no. That's legendary radio.
We just did. Boyfriend was showing us. Did we get the stuff where boyfriend showed us a new lingerie outfit?
I mean, even if we did, we should probably run through that again.
Did we get the cure to cancer in there and the issues?
And the solution to the Middle East?
Solutions to the issues?
What about the global
whole
warming
list of
thing
them?
you guys did?
I mean, did we get that phone call with Bibi Netanyahu? That one?
Yes, well, I think we got. I hope we got that.
Bibi.
That's the name. That's what we're on.
So somehow we were talking about your studying at Oxford University.
Yeah.
And I think we lost that. Well, we really should get right back to the whole thing. Let's start the whole show over. Live from Boyfriend. Why? Your name is spelled F-A-I-M-O-N.
It is.
Has anyone ever heard that name before? Boyfriend and all your travels around the world.
No.
What about you, Mandy? No. Andrew, you ever heard of the Uncle Fame?
Not once.
Have you, Feynman, ever heard of anyone else called Feynman?
Yep.
Who was it? Your
My
dad?
grandfather, my dad, my son, and apparently, because the miracle of Google, once again, you can look it up and it's a last name for some people in, say, Nebraska or somewhere like that.
So how did you come by it, or your family?
Well, I mean, that's a great question.
Finally, thank you very much.
We've always been told that it was Welsh, but I once met a Welsh guy and was like, yeah, my name's Welsh. And he said, you mean Roberts? And I said, no, Feynman. He goes, mate, I've never heard that name before. So,
well, not
so
all Welsh people are equally educated.
Well, that's a good
not
point.
all lost wild.
Yeah, I mean, they only know the names of the sheep.
Some
they're
stupid
born in.
idiot from Wales didn't know the word Feynman. I wouldn't go with that. Did you? Where does it say it comes from on Google? Because that totally
I don't know. I mean, I think even Google is sort of mystified. Last time I checked, but it feels sort of weird Googling your own name, even if it's weird.
Do it every day. Keep being on.
Yeah, don't you have a Google alert for Feynman?
I don't actually.
Let's do one. I would think it's a pretty interesting. I mean, you must have got ribbed a lot when you were at school. What do people call you?
Flamin was a
I wouldn't have. Kids are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was actually coined by an adult. While I was a kid, so that speaks well of him. So that was probably the one that held dominant sway over most of my childhood.
Flamin.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says here, I'm going to go through this one more sentence. We haven't even talked to Mandy for 1 second, and we haven't even got on to Boyfriend's whole thing yet.
Right.
But did we get Chris, did we get the stuff about Boyfriend's new outfit with the lingerie? And
Yeah.
we got all that, okay. You look so good, I can't get over. Look at the size of that roller, it's huge. So
Was it customary back in the day to use different size rollers? Was that a thing? So they got like different waves?
Texture.
That makes sense, yeah. Totally makes sense.
So when you take your head down from rollers, which you're supposed to do eventually if you're going out, right? So what happens? Your hair looks like wavy.
It's bigger and more precise than it would be before.
Bigger and more precise.
What does more precise mean when you're talking about your
Well,
hair?
the rollers are training the hair. It's telling the hair, do this. You must. You must do this. You must do this.
I think I hear the
Eventually-
rollers
Yes,
telling you
they're
that.
screaming at
Yeah.
it. It looks sensitive, but it's actually quite aggressive.
Does it hurt? You mean?
No, it doesn't hurt.
Do you feel it?
Oh, I feel it.
Is it uncomfortable?
No,
How
it isn't.
long?
It's
How
actually
long
quite
are
comfortable.
how long are the rollers in before you take it down?
It depends. Anywhere from 2 to 8 hours. I'd say.
Do you ever sleep in the rollers?
No, I do not.
Those are for
It's
pink
bad for the neck.
curls.
Yeah, there's different types. These specific ones that have very wide diameters are not for sleeping. They're for running errands.
That's what I thought when they first came in. I thought those look like running around rollers.
Errands rollers. Yeah. Rouse's rollers.
So it's funny to us when you walk in here with your hair and rollers. Do they call curlers here?
Either one. Yeah.
And it's a look. What happens when you walk around and you're driving your car and you're going to, Whole Foods?
Well, I guess some folks look at me, but
New Orleans?
Do people say?
That's a good point.
Do people
New
say
Orleans,
anything?
isn't it?
Is it a conversation starter?
I think most people are afraid to talk to people.
It seems like it would be the
They're,
thing
yeah.
that,
I
like,
haven't had people talk to me.
very elderly women would be
Yes.
most keen about. They would be like, "Oh, those rollers."
relate.
My grandmother would have loved your rollers.
But they don't. But your grandmother would never have gone out of the house and roll. That would be totally.
I know, that's right. That's what they would say. Look at her just going around in her rollers like that.
Depends.
Oh, did you used to be able? I thought that was trash.
Well, it depends on how you define trash. I've seen plenty of women at Walmart in their rollers.
Still today.
Perfect definition of trash.
Oh man. With a scarf over it.
Right, with the scarf. I
So you're not supposed
don't
to
have a
see
scarf
it.
right now, so that is, a
Right.
little bit of a faux pas. My apologies.
But I believe your hair clips are bedazzled, and the rollers are also different aesthetically pleasing colors. So in that way,
Patterns, shapes.
fashion statement.
That's a look.
I'm glad you noticed.
Hey, do you think they could start a look like that other women would start doing?
It's already started.
People are doing it.
Yeah, people are dressing up as boyfriend on Mardi Gras and on Halloween.
And what about in general when they come to a show?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Anyone who arrives in lingerie receives a gift.
Oh, really?
And then some people will go further than lingerie. They also whip out the rollers, and then they get a special gift.
Nice.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, shall I read this paragraph you gave me about you?
Oh dear, I have no idea what it says.
It's so, I'm telling you, every one paragraph I got this week is worth reading. Boyfriend is a New Orleans entertainer who has created a new genre that combines music and performance art, which she describes as rap cabaret. So
Correct.
far, so good.
So far, so
From
good.
humble beginnings as a New Orleans eccentric in a small apartment mere steps from where we are today on Ferret Street, and a fill-in host on Happy Hour. That's right, you did fill in for me on Happy Hour.
I did.
Exactly, it was a great show. Boyfriend today is being talked about by almost every major media outlet anyone cares about, including NPR, Vice, Huffington Post, and many more. So people are waking up.
Yeah,
And
they were
boyfriend's
hitting their snooze
taken off.
for a while.
Yeah, well, this is really taken off. Like we predicted it. Of
That's
course.
fair. That's
I don't
fair.
think that's.
Yes, y'all did predict it. Y'all were here first.
Boyfriend has been likened to one of the most popular and accessible female entertainers of our time, Madonna, and has also been banned from appearing in Mississippi. How that?
Oxford.
Oxford's
Mississippi.
back in the state.
You're an Oxford dropout and an Oxford refugee.
Funky Oxford.
Yeah, fuck those people. What happened to you? Why'd you get kicked out? Banned.
Well, as you know, the political climate in Mississippi is a little tense.
It was Grisham, wasn't it? John Grisham did
Himself.
it. That bastard.
The ghost of Faulkner. I can only wish.
The tension seems to be about what bathroom you're going to use if you're.
Well, so that
questionable
law
sex.
was
The whole
passed
thing
on
is
Tuesday,
weird.
and then my
Right.
show was to go on Saturday.
Oh, so this is current events.
And this was this past Saturday, so not yet a week ago.
Okay.
And then it was about an hour before my set time, so the opening band was going on. I was in the green room. The owners came in and said they wanted to talk to me, and I thought it was about cupcakes. I thought they were going
Right.
to say, "Where are you hiding them? We know you brought the cupcakes." But no, it was that they felt threatened as a venue to allow the show to go on because they could be prosecuted. They could be put in jail. They could lose their liquor license.
For what reason?
There
Because
is a
you're doing-
law in Mississippi that if you are serving alcohol, you cannot also be putting on any sort of entertainment that is sexual in nature. And there's some hilarious line items. I can send you the link to the PDF of
Yeah.
the specific minutia that constitutes sexual activity and what inches of the female breast are allowed to be shown.
So there's no strip clubs in
etc.
Mississippi.
Not ones that serve alcohol. No, they're
Could you imagine going to a strip club and you weren't
stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
What would it be like a church?
I suppose.
So there's not one actually, because that's where they're making all their money.
Probably.
They're not making their money in the strip club from guys paying $20 to get in and watch girls take their clothes off. They're
Well,
making money from people buying drinks.
They probably arrive drunk, and they probably have to drive there drunk because of these laws. And one of the other laws there is at midnight on Saturday night, because at midnight it technically becomes the Lord's Day, any bar has to shut down and be completely empty. So already my set was going to be pretty early because they have to have the place empty. And I even asked the guy, I said, well, doesn't this contribute to a lot of drunk driving? He said, absolutely.
Right. So what are you doing?
it's-
in
But
your-
An
nobody's
interesting-
drinking in a strip club on the Lord's Day.
Right.
You need
We can
to
live
do
with
your-
the
At least
drunk
we can live
driving.
with that.
Why don't you do
Right.
your show in a strip club in Mississippi?
Because
You've
no one
been
would be allowed
told-
to have a drink.
Well, so what? At least you could
More
do it.
importantly, I think it's because a strip club is a place that already holds a shameful corner of the cultural, zeitgeist. Whereas my show, I would argue, is not shameful at all. And the owner of the venue, Proud Larry's, that ended up canceling me, also agrees with that. But he spent himself 5 days in jail. He was sentenced to 6 months in jail, but they ended up going easy on him, just sort of making an example out of him.
Yeah, just
This was
5
in
days.
1999.
For
And
what?
he's still
What did he do?
fearful. He put on a show by Two Live Crew in the 90s. And they're
Two Live Crew will get you thrown in jail. What
Yep.
did they do? Because they said fuck everything. I'm taking their clothes.
apparently there was a penis exposed on stage.
Well, nobody wants to
Which
see
is a little more drastic
Fair
than
enough.
rap.
Randy or like
I disagree. He disagrees. He's on stage. Yeah. I want to see anyone's
Luke
genitals.
Skywalker was on
Even if
stage,
I'm not attracted to it, it's out of curiosity. Of course.
well, that's why we have the
That's why you
internet.
touch the eye when you're a kid and you spot.
Well, that's why we have the internet, so you can see people's genitals. You don't need to go to what was it called? Crazy Larry.
Proud Larry.
Proud Larry.
He was crazy, but now he's proud.
Yeah, you can start a petition to change the name.
He's a healthier self-image
So he got
now.
5 days for
Lost his liquor license, lost his entire business.
Oh
5
my
days in,
God.
yes. Which
Lost
is
his
why,
business.
understandably, he was afraid, and he came to me and said, "Look, I'm in a situation where I can either ask you to censor your performance, or I can cancel the show." And as I told him, I was like, "Well, the few things I can censor are I can have my dancer get into a G-string instead of a merkin." For those of you who don't know, a merkin is a triangular, often bedazzled area that blocks the vulva from view,
Right.
whereas a G-string actually
I
has
love
straps.
that you just used the term vulva.
It's actually
It's the most underused genital term
it's underused,
in American
and it's
English.
also the one I'm citing from the Mississippi law when I actually looked it up to see what all I'd be violating.
Weird connection to our previous. We used to translate some ancient literature with the word vulva. We used vulva.
Who's we? You and who?
People I work with.
Was vulva a powerful word the way cunt is now, or
No.
was it just
I mean,
scientific?
we used this was in English. There's a passage in the Gilgamesh epic which has the flood story where one of the goddesses says to Gilgamesh, "Come and stroke my vulva." That's how it translated in English. Anyway, I'm sorry for
Well,
digressing.
it's a scientific word. It's the word the doctors use.
It's an anatomical
Yeah,
Oh, you
that's a
vulva.
great word.
vulva.
Yeah,
Vulva.
it sounds like a part of a film.
And it's in the Mississippi
Yes.
law that says you can't see that in public.
Can't see the vulva.
Okay.
It also says there's no best hiney contests. The word hiney is written into Mississippi.
Wow, this
Yeah,
is a
it's
great state.
I-N-C-Y.
God bless. I mean, honestly, God bless the state of Mississippi for
I think
giving
God
us
is
so
all
much.
over that state.
But
Yeah,
I'm-
he's blessing it. He's sneezing all over it too.
But American is a wacky thing that was invented to, what was it for? It was because when women had like gonorrhea or syphilis or something, and it messed up their vulva, they could wear like a fake pubic hair.
Well, yeah, the original, it was to get around laws about pubic hair. And so you would wear fake pubic hair on top of your real pubic hair in order to loophole the situation.
I thought it was, is it something to do with gonorrhea or syphilis? Or did
It might. I don't know that aspect
I
of
think
it.
our friend
I don't know the
Katrina
dark
Breeze
side.
Katrina Breeze came on, you know, she's got that organization called Bearded Oysters.
I don't know it.
It's like a dance, a New Orleans dance troupe where they wear merkins.
Oh,
As
cool.
part of your outfit. And we asked her, I think, what is that? And then pretty sure that's what she said, unless I read it all. Pretty good. But anyway, so
Wikipedia
what's going on?
merkin.
So your backup singer or whatever that person is called has a merkin on in the show.
She's a dancer.
Dancer. And you were wearing what at the time?
Oh, well, depends on what part of the show you're referring to. And that's one of the other issues.
The risky bit.
The law says that you cannot basically start in one outfit and wind up in another that's less covering than the previous outfit.
Who
Even
wants
if
to watch a show when you put on more clothes?
That would be funny.
maybe at winter time.
In Finland.
Yeah, I mean, so quite the technical sense, I do strip in my shows.
Right.
And
But
so
that's illegal in
That's
Mississippi.
illegal.
So there
if
can't be a
alcohol's
strip
being
club.
served.
No, with alcohol.
Right, that's sort of
So could you say, for how long is your show? Like an hour long?
an hour.
Could you say no alcohol bar has to close down for an hour, get your drink?
No, it has to do with the license. It's not about yeah.
It's a license.
And so that was what was at risk for the
what
owner.
a fucked up situation.
So did you have to go out in front of the crowd and make
Oh,
an
I
announcement?
didn't make
He
the
did.
announcement. Yeah, but it was minutes before my set time once they actually made the announcement.
That is so weird.
But we gave free CDs to everyone.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
At least we could
Do you have a manager or someone who runs interference with people like
Oh,
this?
of course. You must have a buffer
Right.
for these things.
God, that is a weird situation.
Spritzer, you know.
Let's take a listen to a boyfriend song. What do you
Let's
say?
hear it.
Oh, all right.
Okay, now we have to cut that
Oh,
out.
yeah, actually, we might be able to listen to it. Let me.
What are we going to listen to?
I think we should hear Love Means.
Love
That's it.
Means.
With the Deity DXXXY remix.
D.E.
Deity. He's a New Orleans artist, but it's spelled DXXXY. You know how those producers are so eccentric.
Oh,
They're
so I
letters.
see. So the X's take the place of like it's a
IET.
curse
We
word.
like to be artsy with the keyboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, X. Okay, all right. So Deity remixed this.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Love me.
I don't know, no promises, but it's just, I mean, it's just,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
This is exactly what the crowd in Mississippi was
Yeah.
chanting
I
while they were
wanna
waiting
fuck
for the boyfriend to go on. We
Why the hell do people live in Jesus,
Well,
you
I mean,
out of
that's-
that joint?
That's why.
I grew up in a dry county, so I completely understand.
What county did you grow up in?
Magnolia, Arkansas, Columbia County, Arkansas.
So dry county means no alcohol was sold.
So you had to drive 20
Can you have beer?
And you've ended up being the
To Louisiana,
assistant
baby.
manager of the Hard Rock Cafe. So
Oh,
you're
wow.
a professional purveyor of booze. Growing up in a dry county.
Where you have to drive 20 minutes to buy booze.
But you get a 6-pack of meth across the street, though.
That's true. Any methamphetamines you can.
Well, but that's how it works. If you make something forbidden, you give it more power.
Yeah, right. So are they like crazy in Mississippi? Is everybody like, I
Well,
guess
honestly, that's my exact question because I know that no one who showed up to my show was going to leave because they showed up.
How many people were at the show?
I don't know. I didn't even go upstairs.
Wow.
you weren't even on.
I didn't want to see. I didn't want to.
Right.
I mean, the venue. I mean, do you know anything about how big the venue is? I mean, was it? Are we talking
It's
like?
probably it was a small venue, probably 100 cap room.
Oh right.
Well, you always have those people that are stuck in that world that just haven't.
Well, but apparently they're the only ones who vote, and that's
Yes.
kind of what I'm interested
Fine.
in. Is like,
Yes.
What do
you
we have?
know?
Like 10% on this past Saturday voted statewide. I mean,
Well, yeah, we're dealing with the exact same law here, what the Pastor Protection Act in Baton Rouge that just passed through the House.
What's that called? The what act?
Pastor Protection Act.
Pastor, as in pastor of a church.
Correct.
What does that law say?
It prevents legal prosecution or legal circumstances to anyone, not just a pastor, who would provide services to someone seeking a gay marriage. So if you're a baker and you don't want to provide a cake for this gay wedding, you can deny it and then not be legally prosecuted.
Right, and that's going to be thrown out by the Supreme Court at some point.
Eventually,
But until,
yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
State after state is joining in on that right now.
But
Yeah.
the Supreme Court will
North
eventually
Carolina,
throw that out. I mean,
Mississippi, Louisiana.
how does that different from me refusing service to anybody?
Well, and that's the
Black
thing that
Jews,
people are arguing,
Italians, short
right?
people, fat people.
And also that there doesn't have to be an actual law in place to protect businesses' ability to. You can already refuse service
Right.
to someone. If someone walks in drunk and they're rude and they offend you, you don't have to serve them.
Right.
But putting it in law that the specific affiliation to your religious, quote, sincerely held religious beliefs is what opens the door for discrimination. Because, I mean, Chick-fil-A, Goodwill, like we
Right.
have giant corporations.
Right. Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. That's something. Hobby Lobby. Whenever I hear it, I just think Hobby Lobby.
Now, that was one that the Supreme Court approved, but that was about birth control, which is a different issue because that's about life and death. I mean, you
But it's
can at
provided
least.
free through the government. So.
Yeah, but you can have an opinion about life and death. Okay, that's one thing. You could argue that. You're saving a life or you're taking a life. Whether you can, that's a different issue. But providing somebody entertainment or a loaf of bread, that's a whole different class
But it's
of
also
event, right?
like you don't have to provide medical services. It's where it's going to extend to at this point. Which at that point you're violating your oath as a doctor, the Hippocratic oath, to take care of someone, to provide every opportunity you can to make their life worthwhile.
What kind of a doctor would refuse to help someone just because
Someone
they
that's
were?
a devout Christian, possibly, because they don't believe in maybe that you want to
Can you be a devout
transgender.
Christian in the room, center the word, and refuse to help someone who
Well,
needs?
that is the question for all time.
Isn't it? I mean, that is just ridiculous. I don't think that is Christian. Let's talk about Mandy Wood, who's the assistant general manager of the Hard Rock Cafe in New Orleans, which is located at where is the Hard Rock Cafe, everybody? Not you. No, don't you tell me. Andrew, any idea?
I would have guessed Decatur.
That's where it used to be. Oops. Feynman.
French Quarter.
Very good. Can you be any more accurate than that?
Is it right off Jackson Square?
3 years ago. Boyfriend, would you like to have a guess? Where's the Hard Rock Cafe in New Orleans for 5
I'm
points?
gonna go with my earlier answer.
Okay.
On the West Bay!
On Decatur Street. I'm sorry, I'm going to flip over all the cards. It's at 125 Bourbon Street.
It's on Bourbon.
How about that?
Right next to Redfish, across from Mac.
Oh.
Right.
So
Of all the
you
fun.
work
That's
on
why we don't
Bourbon
know
Street.
where it is.
Because nobody goes to Bourbon Street.
I know, locals. I'm just a
So you're working on Bourbon Street every night.
Where do you park?
Where do I park? Well, we get free parking at DH Homes, so
That's helpful.
right across the street.
D.H.
nice.
Holmes, that's going back a few generations.
kidding.
Yeah.
Is there still a D.H. Holmes somewhere?
There is. They own the Hyatt. right next to us.
But there's
Okay.
no DH Home store.
No, there's no DH Homes store. They're a company
so,
now that
yeah.
owns hotels in the
Oh,
city.
it's called D.H. Holmes.
Yeah, it's the DH Homes Garage. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So you go to work on Bourbon Street every night?
Every night. I mean, I'm here.
Well,
If it's Friday
okay, well
and
there is
Saturday
that.
night, the
Right.
fun nights. Yeah.
Okay. You only work 2 nights a week.
I don't work 2 night shifts a week. I work
Ah,
5
okay.
shifts a week.
Otherwise, you're because you're on the business side of it. You're the manager of the place.
I do paperwork and all that fun stuff.
Oh, okay. But
Do you guys have music?
We do offer music from time to time. We suspended it for the first quarter of the year, but we'll have some. We actually
Why is it?
have
What do you mean? They don't music at the Hard Rock? I mean,
the location of the stage and the acoustics of the building played a big factor. It's really bad. We need dampers in the ceiling, and we don't have those installed.
what the Decatur place? Did that have live music? Yeah, it did.
We have 2 floors there, so it's
Right.
a little easier to accommodate
So why did they back out of that and go to Bourbon Street?
for traffic.
More people.
Yeah.
What's a thing to go to the Hard Rock in every city that you visit?
You always,
You get your sweatshirt or your
get your
magnet.
sweatshirt. Get your.
I have a sweatshirt.
You have their glassware.
Yeah, the hurricane glass. You gotta get in New Orleans,
And the
right?
hurricane glass, the hurricane there is way better. Sorry.
And Pat O'Brien's?
Pat O'Brien's juice.
I thought Pat O'Brien
Sugar
invented
water.
the hurricane. I guess it doesn't mean you couldn't improve on it. What's the difference?
What's the difference? It's not all sugar. It's real juice.
Okay.
Orange juice, pineapple
Oh,
juice,
okay.
all that fun stuff. So
Does it come up just the same
it's
on
not
Bourbon
pre-made.
Street?
Yeah.
It looks the same when people throw it up. That's the main.
That's the main.
That's
no,
what I
that's
see
the, that's
most.
the hand grenade. The hand grenade is
That's
the
the-
green one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's lots of red throw up on Bourbon Street.
That's the fishbowl
Oh.
from Fado Dough. Yeah. It's $14 for that giant thing. So
People
that's
walk
cheap.
around with that giant
I
thing.
know, right? That's cheap for green alcohol.
How much is a big ass beer?
Big ass beer's like $3.
Oh my
That's-
god.
I can't understand. It's got to be horse piss. I don't know. It can't be real
Haven't you
beer.
ever had one? You never.
No.
You haven't tried a big ass beer.
I have not tried a big ass beer. I've not tried a hand grenade. I've not tried a fishbowl.
Actually, all of my Tupperware is actually huge ass beer cups with saran wrap on
All
top.
of my Tupperware is Mardi Gras cups. You know, New Orleans Spanish China. So it's okay.
Okay, anyway, it says here that you help oversee operations and day-to-day activities for the Worldwide Cafe. Mandy also helps manage memorabilia for the cafe, which includes Louis Armstrong's beloved trumpet.
Yes.
How about that?
It's fantastic. It's amazing. I played the trumpet for 6 years, so I'm a huge fan.
Which 6 years was that?
Oh, in high school.
All right.
Marching band.
The best high school, the
Best
best
6
6
years.
years of your life.
He has so many bus trips.
What high school was this in Arkansas?
Magnolia, Arkansas.
Magnolia, Arkansas.
You know, the Dry County.
Dry County.
Yeah.
So what were you playing? What sort of songs?
Well, I was in marching band, so we did the whole performance thing with like Ohio State, with the whole formations and all that fun stuff with the competitions.
Can you still play a little bit?
I can. I
You would
remember
pick up.
chords.
You pick up Louis Armstrong's trumpet.
Have you?
Oh no, I would not touch that.
What could happen?
How's the action on those
Bells.
bells? Yeah.
It was some Louis Armstrong spit out of it.
DNA.
Clone, yeah.
You could
That's
find Louis
true.
Armstrong. Yeah.
And it's really cool. There's a postcard on it, and he's sitting on the toilet. He sent a postcard to a friend, and it's Louis Armstrong with his pants around his ankles,
Selfie.
sitting on the toilet. Yes.
It was the
First
original selfie
It
from
was.
like 1950 something.
That's right.
He took a photo of himself sitting on the toilet.
That's true. And we have Alan Toussaint's suit as well, which is really awesome.
Well, Tucson had a lot of suits. Maybe Louis Armstrong had a lot of trumpets.
Well,
Because it
yeah,
seems a
but
strange place.
everything's authentic. Like, it's not just like Louis Armstrong touched that trumpet. He played it at
I
some
mean,
point.
I don't know that much about Louis Armstrong, but did he name his trumpets? You know, like B.B.
He
King
did
named
name
his
his
guitars.
trumpets.
So does
Yeah.
this one have a name?
This one's the name. I'll have to find out. It's the only one in the company, though. So
Really?
We'll find out, yeah.
It's a strange place for Louis Armstrong's trumpet to end up. I mean, there's a Louis Armstrong museum.
Why? I mean, it's steps from, you know, the original Vic Rae and all of that. It's,
Yeah, okay.
You know, where they
Not so
played in the
strange.
prostitutes' houses. So, I mean, not so strange at all, actually, if you think about it.
Okay, good answer. Cool. What else is there in the memorabilia department?
All
Alan
kinds of
Toussaint's
stuff, you
suit.
know. And then we have some Billie Holiday stuff. And then if you move along through the years, plenty of like Kid Rock and all that fun stuff.
So the real
Yeah.
question is, you exist on a street where there's a lot of drunks, and you have this memorabilia that drunk rednecks might like.
encased.
Have you had any situation where you catch people trying to steal something?
I have had every situation you could imagine. That's why I wear pepper spray
you've had to pepper spray people who are
I have not pepper
customers.
sprayed anyone. I have it in case of emergency.
That would be fun to be pepper
But
sprayed.
you're-
No, because it's the whole room then, you know? It's got to be a dire circumstance to pepper spray someone.
So is the customer always right?
The sober customer is always right.
What kind of people go there? Is it free to get in? There's no
It's absolutely free to get in. You can walk
get
in,
a meal
you don't
there?
have to, you can get food, whatever kind of food you want.
What's your long-term plan for you?
Oh, that's a question right there. So I've been with them, it'll be 10 years in August.
Wow.
And
Well,
I get
congratulations.
thank you. I get a nice fancy Rolex.
Ooh.
In 10 years. And then we'll see what happens there.
That's it.
What do you want
better
to
than what I get.
What do you get at 10?
Great.
Yeah. Still here.
Good job.
Oh, you're still there?
Wait a second. We thought we laid you off years ago.
Yeah, you're in a tough gig working for a newspaper.
Yeah.
For the Advocate.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
At least
Yeah,
it's
you're
a
just hoping to
newspaper.
make it to 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I'm,
still have newspapers.
I'm looking around thinking about the life after newspapers.
Well, the Advocate seems to be growing.
Sudoku is our salvation.
The Advocate seems to be getting bigger. Or is it?
Yeah, I think we're doing okay.
The guy we should talk to finally. Got somebody
Oh no,
from the Advocate.
oh no. I'm sorry, my
Okay.
earphone.
Okay. Do you guys have this problem with those fucking red bags outside your house? That the Advocate, you don't have that? Do you have that at your house?
Tell me more.
They throw these free Advocate. Do you know like the Times Picayune
Oh.
throws a white bag
Yeah.
with the Times Picayune inside it, I assume, which I never opened. And now the Advocate throws one as well. Am I the only person at this table that has that?
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm just fine. You get it year round?
there's one good way to get them to stop throwing those red bags in your driveway, and that's subscribe. Because then
That's
they'll
like a
throw
shakedown.
a
And they'll
clear
stop,
bag in your driveway every day, full of the valuable news that you can
it's
use.
daily?
Suppose
Yes, 7 days a week.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, we're
gonna
7 day a week.
No, I'm serious.
We're not.
Good.
I don't believe we're a non-profit yet.
The red bags
We're
what?
probably.
Make good poop bags.
They're
for
good
dogs.
fruit bags for dogs. Yeah.
Say what?
I was gonna donate to you personally.
Okay, let's talk out there.
Okay. How much is a subscription to the Advocate?
Oh, it's cheap. It's like $15 a month.
And there's one a day.
You know,
It's
Tidal
like 50
is-
cents a day.
Tidal?
Yeah, and you get all the music. So y'all
I've
can
never
put
even
it-
heard of Tidal, but I'll totally sign up for that.
What is it?
It's like the new Spotify. Jay-Z started.
Oh no, I'm not.
It's hard, you know.
Look, I gotta be honest with you. I love Jay-Z. That guy's great, but I'm not signing up for that bullshit that these artists artists that have all made it. They've all like, oh, we're gonna control our own BS. Just
Well, how different is it from Spotify? They get paid more.
The way that they market it as different is it's all high fidelity. So you're getting it's for music.
Okay.
You're getting the highest quality. I know I'm not a subscriber.
I was about to say, since you're a music lover, obviously, can you tell the difference between a song you get on Tidal and a song you get like, I'm gonna sound so 1998, but on
Cassette.
iTunes? Yeah, or cassette.
No comment.
You can't tell, or you.
She doesn't want to mess up in the future.
I think
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, Jay-Z is probably listening, and I really don't want to mess up my chance to be a rock and roll artist. I was mostly commenting on the fact that we are in a subscription culture.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't mind
Spotify.
paying.
And look, you
know,
can get the paper and
to
read
do
the
the
paper
papers.
without looking at a screen, which, let's be honest, we all need to look away from
Yeah,
our
it's bad for
screens
your eyes.
Yeah.
more frequently.
We do, but the thing about that is, is it we all good?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The thing about that is, though, is that the newspaper has the news that I've already read. I already read the news yesterday on my tablet, and then I'm reading it in the paper tomorrow morning. I was subscribing, and then I'm like, what am I wasting my fucking
Well,
time?
that's a fair critique.
Yeah. So what?
It's hard.
You can't read all. You don't read all of it on your tablet that you get in your
Some
printed
is
version.
exclusively
Different in different cities too, because I always bought print when I lived in New York because I was commuting for
Right.
an hour. I
And
would
so-
rather sit,
right.
but when you're driving your car,
what if you sign
I
up?
listen to reading radio.
What if you signed up for a subscription that was connected to your printer, wherein your online news, which would be as current as the news that you're reading online, we could print it out immediately, and then it would just show up in your printer bed, and you could read it like a newspaper.
No one's going for that.
I'm telling you, I think things have been tried like that, and I think we're probably at some point. I mean, at some point that's going to be floated again.
Yeah.
You know, some sort of thing that just downloads automatically and shows up in your house, kind of like a fax machine
Yeah,
to
it's like
bring back another.
exactly. It's like it
anachronistic
would feel a
technology.
bit like news faxes. Like I'm tired of dealing with this over here. Let me see what's hot off the wire and go to my balcony
It's
and
going
just
down
have
the
a smoke
whole,
and see
going down
what's
the whole
going on.
wrong road though, because what about just some sort of hologrammatic thing that would just pop up in front of you?
But I thought what we're talking
With
about
the
is
news.
you know the
It'd be like a paper, but you would have to touch it.
But the visual carpal tunnel, it feels like, you know, of just looking at pixels too long is, I thought, what we were talking
But
about.
if you could see it right in front of you like a newspaper that wasn't on a screen.
Isn't that what the pads are?
No, there wouldn't be anything. It would look like the newspaper, except it just pops up in front of you
Does it
as a
smell
hologram.
like
Yes,
Yeah,
it totally
that's-
smells like a
I think that's the
newspaper.
best thing the newspaper industry has going.
Feels
The
like
smell.
I haven't replicated the
That-
smell.
that
I tell you
newspaper-
Without a
what,
doubt.
subscribe and we'll put some newspaper smell on your doorstep 7 days a week.
Hey Andrew, do you want to play us a song? Because I have to read these sponsor messages.
If you could talk amongst yourself for
What?
like 35 seconds.
Okay, well you go get a guitar, and then you're going to come back here and I'll read these things. You're going to play a song. Okay, so Mandy, you don't know what you're going to do for the next boyfriend.
What do you get? You get a Rolex for 10 years. What do you get for 20?
20 years, they put diamonds in your Rolex.
Ooh.
And 25, you get to go on a trip for 2 anywhere in the Hard Rock properties. So we have properties like in Punta Cana and all these different
25
places. I mean,
You want
That's a
Bourbon
lot.
Street. I wonder
That's a
what Bourbon
lot
Street
of hard
was.
rock.
it's a lot of hard rock. But I mean, you think about, especially, I'm 34, my generation, not a lot of people have a job for 10 years in the
Right.
same place.
You look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
When I was
Yeah.
Doesn't
34,
she, boyfriend, come
I
on,
was
as a
surprised.
professional, yeah.
I was washing
surprised.
out.
You're a 3 for your age.
Yeah, what's the secret?
What's the secret?
Yeah, how do you keep going?
Drink Jameson.
Drinking a lot. Jameson.
Jameson.
So what's the, you get cheap booze down there, can you drink for free?
Oh no, I don't drink for free. I don't drink on the clock.
You
More
don't?
importantly, can we drink for free?
We know
you.
We know you.
Well, you know, I get a lot of, hey, I'm Mandy. From the time I was at the bar really drunk and we were talking and like, yeah, come over. So
Well,
they
we
usually-
totally do know you,
You
though.
know,
We're
I
like
do
best
know,
friends.
We are best friends.
We've been sitting in this bar and we're not even drinking.
Yes.
No, yeah, that's unusual.
I want to know what you think about Planet Hollywood. R.I.P.
That's a
or
Is
good
your
riddance?
answer?
question.
Good riddance. Unfortunately, first of all, a lot of hard rock people defected to help start Planet Hollywood, and actually their training material was hard rock stretched out Planet Hollywood.
Scandal. I didn't know.
I know,
that.
right?
Can't be
It's
right.
crazy, right? So, most of their memorabilia was fabricated. And so they tried to create the same sense, but it wasn't authentic. And of course, that's why it kind of eventually, and it was overpriced. Completely, not, I understand a lot of people think hard rock's overpriced. It's on Bourbon Street. And then the same with House of Blues was also started, Isaac Tigrit started both companies.
Really?
Yeah.
Planet Hollywood and
No,
You started Hard Rock and House of Blues.
Yes. So he started that with Peter Morton, Morton Steakhouse, his family,
oh,
in London.
in London.
Yes.
No way.
1971. Yeah, they were working over there.
But the hard rock started in 70.
Yeah, over by the Queen. You know,
I
Yeah.
didn't
Did
know
they
that.
have a Cadillac sticking out of the roof?
they did not. That's Orlando.
I thought of it as such an American thing.
Well, it was. There were 2 Americans living over there, and they were sick of eating bland British food.
Testify.
So they started that.
I don't know
I
if
love
we, I don't know if we
English
knew that we went to
breakfast.
Oxford or if
I
we
do
lost
love
that
an
part
English
or not.
breakfast. Who doesn't want beans
It's,
for breakfast?
it's
That's
better
amazing.
lost.
Beans for breakfast.
Yeah, I will
Yeah,
say that is delicious.
It
but,
is delicious.
But the
It's the
rest of
best
the
meal.
cuisine is,
questionable.
Oh.
well,
Well,
it's just,
I enjoyed it.
Andrew loves going over to England. Are you going this year?
Yep. Yeah.
Back for the summer?
Just for June.
Okay. So we have to make do without Andrew for June. If anyone wants to come and sit in.
Maybe I could Skype in.
Sure
I'm not
thing.
gonna do that. What kind
We're
of
very
time?
trick. Oh yeah, I don't know.
8 hours ahead.
just be 10 hours.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
That'd be totally
Yeah, it's
fine. Okay, so Andrew, give me some sort of background music here while I do this, and then you're going to play the song. I'm going to tell you about today's show. I have no idea where we are on today's show. I mean, time-wise.
No idea.
Does anyone know? I mean, we had to sit around here
says
figuring out.
5:02.
Yeah, but that's all fucked up because
But
of
it's
the
not real.
No.
It's a lie.
So we've done about 50 minutes.
I don't know what that really is. So, anyway, today's show is brought to us by Basics Swimming Gym, where you can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout and yoga clothes with style. Basics Swimming Gym is on Magazine Street Near Jefferson Avenue and just down Magazine Street a little ways, a couple of blocks, is May's Guitar and Sisters in Christ Record Shop, where you'll find thousands of records and books and a huge array of vintage guitars as well, with vacuum tube amplifiers and effects pedals from the 50s, 60s and 70s. Whether you've never picked up a guitar in your life or you've been playing forever, you'll find a gem at May's Guitar. It's on Magazine Street, as I mentioned, 3 blocks on the downtown side of Jefferson Avenue on the riverside of the street. Go check it out. It's a very cool place to hang out, actually. Thanks too to Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product that's medically proven to prevent a hangover. Go to the Hangover Destroyer website. It's hdestroyer.com. And if you write Happy Hour in the coupon code, you'll get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer. And you too can seize the dawn. Music by sounds like Alice's first one.
You say that every time.
What are you going to play for us?
I figured, since we're talking about London, I'll play a song I wrote in London on a rainy day. Well, I'm dodging London puddles, still I'm soaked to the sides. This bus coming is the one I need, but this ain't where that bus stops. So I'm turned around downtown, I'm drowning on the sidewalk. If you stand still at the station, you're in someone else's way. Everybody's got a place to go, everybody's late. Oh, the heart of these big cities, well, they grow a little cold for my taste. But the small towns that surround London, they're just a train ride away. And you can get your bearings there in half a day's time. And all the people will say hi, and where you trying to go today? Did you say you were from New Orleans? Well, that's a place I always wanted to see. All the small towns that surround London, that's where I go to get away. When I feel the time starting to get away from me. Here where that London city center holds the riches of the Queen and 1,000 other priceless things that you ain't never seen. But in the small towns around London, all the riches come for free. You catch a smile from an old man, make a new friend at the newsstand, trade accents with the girls at the cafe. Spend an evening, spend an hour, I bet a pound to your dollar that you'll stay. All the small towns that surround London, they're just a train ride away. You can get your bearings there in half a day's time. And all the people will say hi, the way you're trying to go today. And did you say you were from New Orleans? Well, that's a place I always wanted to see. All the small towns that surround London, that's where I go to get away. When I feel the time start, get away from me. Oh, when I feel the time start, get away from me.
Thanks, Joe. What's the name of that song? It's off Mornings.
No, it's not.
It's not. What's it off? It's not recorded.
Not recorded.
Oh man, it is now.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
true.
It's out there somewhere.
That's it. That's it. That's good.
Thanks, dude.
You like that for someone who spent a lot of time in England?
I did. I mean, there's parts of that I can certainly relate to.
Oxford is a small town surrounding London.
Relatively small. It's about 100,000 people.
It's out, yeah, it's out there.
It's smallish.
Yeah.
I mean, especially around London, which is 50 times.
Yeah. Something like 10 times as big as New Orleans, something like that.
London?
Yeah.
Yeah, and weird thing about London is it actually has more than 10% of the country's population lives in London.
Wow.
That'd be like New York having, 40 million people in it. So, yeah, it's you can definitely try it. It's good to get out of London.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the train is so effortless. 1 hour on the train. 1 hour on the train, you could get to Folkestone, which is right on the bank. You could right there with the White Cliffs of Dover and whatnot. It's
Those
just
chalky
Get
cliffs.
to Cambridge.
Cambridge, yeah. There's so many places that surround it. I love that southern coast area, and London's great, just like New York's great. But
You
there's
could be a tourist.
you can get swallowed quick. What is it?
You could be a tourist spokesperson
For
whatever
for
that-
everything
what-
except
what-
for
Visit,
What is that
visit
called?
England.
Yeah, what is that called, that area?
That's
where you're talking
that's called a folk song. I mean, you
No, no,
just,
what is that
talking
area?
about the countryside.
Yeah, but what is that area called? Is it like
Oh, the Midlands.
the Midlands?
Well, yeah, the Midlands
If you go
and
north,
Southern
yeah,
Coast,
the
yeah.
Midlands and then the coast, yeah. If you go to Somerset and Dorset, if you go southwest and Kent,
Yeah.
southeast. Yeah.
Kent sounds like
Hey,
our favorite New word.
our K word. That's a K word. Hey,
It's a Finnish cuss word.
boyfriend, what's the deal with you? Are you taking your show on the road these days?
I'm wrapping up a small run with the finale here in New Orleans at One Eye Jack's on Friday night,
So if you listen to this before what date, Friday?
15th
Of April
of
2016.
April.
Tax day.
Okay.
It's not too late.
If you're listening to
Beware
this
the eyes of April.
before then, you can check it out. It's at One Eye Jack's on Teward Street. If you listen to the show after that, though, you have to go to boyfriend69.com.
That's an old website.
What's the new one called?
Rapcabaret.com.
Ah.
But boyfriend69.com works.
Boyfriend69.com will still get you there, but now, so Rap
Rap
Cabaret.
Cabaret.
So no one else has stolen this Rap Cabaret idea yet. That's still your
They better not be
baby.
thieves.
No, but it's going to catch on at some point, I guess.
Yes, I hope so. Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Absolutely. Well,
But you'll
hopefully,
always be the original. Cabaret.
Always.
well, if we hadn't screwed up everything completely, we would have heard a boyfriend song in the show by now, I hope.
I
Right?
hope so.
So, because we had all sorts of technical problems today. How long have we been sitting here for? Do we have any, Chris, do we have any idea? Are we supposed to get out of here? Is it like all over or what?
58 minutes.
Ah, pretty
Quickly.
good. Wow. Pretty good. Okay, 58 minutes is pretty good, so that's almost an hour, right? So we can move on. So, okay, so what's the plan for the future though, boyfriend? Are you like, going on a world tour, or do you have, what happens now in this
Continue,
biz?
continue spreading the gospel of Rap Cabaret.
Have you toured in foreign countries?
Not yet, no. I toured with Big Frito over the fall, right before Thanksgiving. And since then, I've done a few weekend warrior runs
Nice.
here and there. And I've been percolating on ideas for my next album.
Cool.
Oh wow. So who's behind this thing for you? Is there like a management company or a
It's
booking
me.
agent? So you're it.
Pretty much, I mean, I have a manager, but
Right.
I manage him.
Okay. So there's no one planning the world domination of Korea.
Pretty much me.
Right. That's pretty amazing. There's a whole new thing. I mean, a lot of people are out on their own. Like, Andrew, you do all your own stuff mostly, right?
I have a manager as well, but I agree with the
Do you
notion
manage
that
him?
yeah, you can expect secretarial tasks, but when it comes to proactivity, you kind of have to trust yourself and go for it.
Trust yourself. Well, no one's going to care as much as I do. No one's going to care as much as you do.
Sure.
But you'd hope that somebody would.
Well, the fans do. They show up in lingerie. So that's caring, I think.
Right. That's true. Well, yeah, that's
Or maybe it's not caring, but
It'd be
it's
nice to find someone. Nice to find someone who had the same sort of realize that you're great and you're a viable
Well, don't
product.
get me wrong. My team absolutely could be.
All right.
Absolutely.
So the team.
Yes.
I had the feeling it was you up in your bedroom with a computer and one guy who's your manager who's not calling you back.
No, no, no.
It's not as bad as that.
No, no. I just have to be coy. But
All right.
obviously, this empire isn't
Coyness
built in a
seems
day, nor by one frail woman's hands.
All right. Okay. Well, and do you have interchangeable lingerie outfits?
Of course. Plenty.
Plenty.
Yes.
So what is that with salmon pink? Is that your color?
No, no, just for today.
Just
my
today.
afternoon's color.
Do you have more flattering colors that you don't wear? I mean, that you won't wear because it's not you.
Yellow.
While she's got yellow.
Yeah.
No yellow lingerie.
It clashes with my skin.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. It makes you look green or something.
A little bit glowy.
Glowy, yeah.
Yeah, X-Filesy.
Right. What sort of lingerie are you wearing?
I'm not wearing any currently,
Nothing.
but I do love Trashy Divas. The
You
garter
do?
belts, they're amazing. Yeah.
Garter belt.
They're doing a good thing there.
They are. I agree.
Same in your lingerie, Walter?
Of course.
Okay, just checking. You don't wear any, right?
No.
Well, I shouldn't have assumed that, actually. Sorry.
You should wear some to my show. It's the time to be free to be accepted.
I mean, sure. I'll see if I can
And
get
if you
some.
can't get up the guts before you leave the house, I'm doing a pop-up shop at my show. So
All
you can buy
right,
some
so I
on
can
site.
buy some lingerie.
You can
Yes, which
totally-
is normally when
And
you come
if I wear it, I'll get a gift.
Yes, you will.
You can buy undies that have
I'm gonna
got
have to like
boyfriend's face.
glue
That's true.
curlers
That's true.
to my head
That's
to
right.
get the curler gift.
For our
Ah,
listeners, yes,
you
we
know
here.
what? That would be a great merch thing for you, like a hat with curls.
Oh, that's true. I
You
would,
could-
I
For
would
us.
want to encourage you to glue your head.
All right. I mean, maybe I can use.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's pretty pristine
Or I'll get a
right now.
hat.
I'm tempted to touch it. I won't.
Why?
You can.
Well,
It's
that's
not
like
gonna
when
offend me.
people will be like, "Ooh, I love your glasses," and they reach up and touch them. Why would you? I didn't
Do
reach up
they?
and grab your eyebrows. Yeah.
Why
Oh,
couldn't
all
People
the
touch
time.
your glasses.
Like, oh, let me try them on. Like, grab them off my face. It's
That's weird.
Well, actually, for me, it's like a litmus test of like, oh, now I know you're a human I never want to see again. I don't mind. They've exposed their true colors at
What
that
kind of person reaches for someone else's
drunk
eye?
person.
Right. Oh, drunk. Okay, well, there you have it. That sounds good.
I mean, what if the drunk person is reaching for your glasses and wearing lingerie? Do they like equal out? Or are you like, okay, maybe this isn't a terrible
Well,
person?
again, that's where the management comes in.
Okay.
All right.
My almighty book.
Is your manager like a big dude who just kind of jumps between you and aggressive fans? And
Depends
like,
on who
no,
you
no.
ask.
Okay. Okay, so we are getting out of here now, for real, you guys.
For real.
So that's really the end of the whole
Tired
trip.
of being here.
Let's go. We gotta go. Well, we don't really. We could stay for another hour, and no one's kicking us out. What could we talk about if we stay for a whole other hour here? What about boyfriend? We could
I
talk
want
about
to
your
find a way to relate Planet Hollywood to Oxford.
Planet-
Not just Mississippi,
Planet
but
Oxford.
Oxford,
England.
the university.
All right.
If we could get those three things tied together.
Okay. Boyfriend, we could talk about your personal life.
Oh, and never discuss it.
No, we don't talk about that at all. That's off the table.
I'm a lady.
Okay, all right. Well, I think we'll say this thing. All right. Okay, well, in that case, we're out of here because I just wanted to give you data.
Oh, anyone and everyone.
Anyone? Okay.
And no one.
But Mandy, what's the deal with you? Are you single or what?
I'm married.
Married?
Oh.
Yes, I am.
Some
Who's-
guy put a hard rock on her hand.
Really? So who's liking Mr. Lloyd?
His name is MJ, and he actually is a podcaster for baseball. So he was
Oh
super
my
excited.
God, how great is that? He's a
Oh, it's fantastic. I get to hear about slash lines and
What's that?
1950s baseball players.
What's a
and,
slash line?
Yeah, what is
their
this?
on-base percentage,
Oh,
and their
right.
home run.
Like
Yeah.
OPS. You
Yes,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
OPS? Yeah.
Yeah, all
What
the
is
time. It's
OPS?
great.
OPS is slugging percentage plus on base percentage, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
It's a baseball stat.
what do you say he's a baseball podcaster?
Does he have a team?
Yeah, he has a couple of guys he works with, and they podcast on Friday nights, and they talk about what happened the week before, their fantasy baseball team, Mike Trout, and more Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Where do we hear this?
Oh, you know what? I wish I knew that right
Oh,
now.
What's
boy,
the name of his
boy.
podcast? Surely that's
I'm
a
always
name.
there while he's podcasting, so I don't
It's got to
pay
be like
attention.
Men on Base or
No, I
Ducks
mean
on
it's
the
like
Pond.
off-base percentage was his old one, but I don't know what his current one
You
is.
don't know
yeah.
what your own husband.
Let's make one up for him.
Let's
Yeah.
make up. Well, he did
I'd like to
Monkey
hear
Stone
it.
Darts.
What's
I'm
his
gonna text
name?
him right now.
Well,
I'm gonna text him.
Walking Home.
Is Trout your last name?
No, Mike Trout plays for the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, he's a player.
And he's apparently the best player in baseball.
Exposing myself here.
I have no
Debatable.
idea either. I
I'm
wasn't going to
I'm
ask.
going to just throw that out as
Who are you
debatable.
going to say is the best player in baseball?
I don't know, but I'm going to think real hard. I'm a Rangers fan.
Ew.
Our rival is the Angels, and so I don't like Mike Trout.
Well,
But
I'm a
Mike Trout
Yankees
is
fan,
great.
so-
What does he do? Is he a pitcher?
He's an outfielder.
Center fielder, left fielder.
Really? And he's worth talking about?
He's amazing. He really is
That's
great.
just, I know outfield's where they put me because I was afraid of the ball.
Because
it's a
you
little
because you
different
don't
in
pay
professional-
attention.
professional baseball.
It's a pretty important position because you're catching people out,
Yes.
I guess. So
And
you have to
gotta
play
be-
defense,
and
yeah.
throwing it in. Oh, I see. Yeah.
And he's very fast, hits for pounds.
Okay. So what's your husband, MJ? What does he do the rest of the week when he's not
Bartender at the Ruby Slipper on Magazine Street.
Ruby Slipper
Have you been there?
on Magazine Street?
Brunch,
Oh,
any of
don't know.
biscuits. Yeah, they have Canal Street, Magazine Street, in the Bywater, in Mary,
Right.
everywhere.
What does he do there?
He's a bartender. it's
So
really
you're
difficult.
both in the sort of the bar business here.
It's easier if you understand the industry.
Right. It's like being married to a musician or if you're a musician.
Exactly. If you're in the military or yeah. That's what
How long have you been married?
about a year. But we've been
Okay, oh,
together
it's
almost
pretty
4.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my second marriage. His first.
Okay. Who were you married to first? I don't remember. Where did you meet this dude then? At a baseball?
bar.
At a bar. What a shocker.
Yeah,
Which
but
one?
we were talking about baseball.
Are you-
industry,
you are
industry
also-
bar in Decatur.
You're also a baseball fan?
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
We talked
But
about
you
Andy
follow
Pettitte.
it pretty closely.
Andy
I
Pettitte.
don't have a choice.
So Andy Pettitte is a big shot player. He's retired.
Retired, yeah. So he's my favorite Yankee.
Okay.
Just talk about baseball and then I'm
Next
bored.
thing you know,
I'm a nerd.
next thing you know, you're married to the guy.
Yeah, right?
That's
So-
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay,
awesome.
so we can hear his podcast somewhere if he texts us back. Is
He
he awake
texts
at
us
this
back.
time?
He should be awake. Yeah, he works in the mornings.
Okay. Are you guys going to have any kids or what?
It's doubtful.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I have a dog. I have a fur baby.
I have a dog.
Her name's Gabby. She's a pit bull. She's amazing.
Okay. People who have pit bulls, there she is on your phone. Oh, she's cute. And that's Mr. Lloyd with her. Oh, hang on, it all went off. That is a very cute looking pit bull. Husband. Now, I message it, so I don't know. You've got your husband in your iPhone under the word husband.
Yes. If I die
That's
in
why
a
she
car,
can't. She
if I
can't
die
remember
in a
the
car
first one's
crash,
name.
Someone can look
They
up the
will
word.
look up husband.
I thought they looked up ice.
They're
Don't
on
they?
TalkShoe. But
Is he
he said it's on iTunes. He doesn't
What's
know-
it
he
called?
doesn't even know the link.
He doesn't know the name of his own podcast.
What's
I
it
find
called?
that difficult.
He
Did he
doesn't
say-
even
Jeez.
That's hilarious. Obviously,
It's
he's
called
not
Who's
in
on
charge.
First?
Yeah. No. What's on?
Okay, that's pretty weird, actually, I have to say.
It is weird.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense at all. He doesn't want to tell you for some reason.
Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't want you guys to listen to it.
Maybe he
he's
doesn't want
embarrassed.
anyone else to hear it. Well,
He's
Andrew's mom would
embarrassed
like to
you
hear it.
guys.
She's only listened to this
Andrew's
podcast.
mom, I'll like comment on this later.
Okay.
And tell you where to listen to the.
Well, that is
baseball
just
podcast.
totally weird. All right, okay. Anyway, well, at least you're happily married to him. And
I
your pit
am.
bull. Everyone who has a pit bull has a story about how great their pit bull is right before they bite someone's face off.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that true, though?
It is not true.
Okay. So they just get bad press, right?
I mean,
every
you-
time they don't put this, they
Well, there
don't,
are-
the newspaper. Look at Feynman, you're responsible. They don't print stories about with a Labrador
About
Retriever
nice-
biting a kid's
No,
face
no,
off.
you
which
never.
is-
Yeah, you never hear the golden retriever. That,
Right.
you
Why
know,
don't
that
they
attacked
print
the old
those
lady.
stories? Yeah.
Mostly because they don't happen.
And they're not as vicious. I mean, if a pit bull does attack you, it's pretty vicious,
Curtains.
but
I would be scared to have a pit bull, wouldn't I? Many people like you're not scared, would you?
not at all.
And Jay's got his
Baby.
face right in front of
Yes,
you.
it is.
I feel like anytime you ask somebody who has a pit bull, what kind of dog do you have? You're not just going to get 2 words back. You're going to get pit bull, but he's really sweet and he's so loving and he's so cute. So you're going to get like a personality profile
I
of
did
the
not do
dog.
that when he asked. I just want to.
You can say
Roll
it's a,
back the tape
it's a
and it
pit
wasn't-
bull.
Back the tape up. I said it's a pit bull. Here she is.
Maybe you did. I thought you said he was really nice too. But maybe that was before.
That may be because I said
You
it
took- when
looks
you
like
talked
it's
about how
gonna
much
bite
you love
his
his
face off.
Yeah.
Has he ever bit anyone's face off yet?
Not that I recall.
How old is he? How old is he? What's
She's
his
a year and a half.
She, what's her name?
Gabby.
Gabby, you
after,
said that, I'm sorry.
Marion Gaborik from the Los Angeles Kings.
Right.
Sports household.
That's not a woman player though, right? Hey, how come there's no women's baseball, is there?
No baseball, softball. And I think they're
Why shouldn't
more
there be
badass than baseball. Actually.
Why isn't there women's baseball?
Have you seen Fast Pitch? It's crazy.
What is it?
Turning arms like this. Fast Pitch, softball.
I've seen a league of their own.
Yeah. They do the splits and they're wearing skirts. Tom Hanks is peeing in the dugout. It's crazy.
Tom Hanks is peeing in the dugout. On that note, I think we're going to have to get out of here. So thanks, Mandy Lloyd, for joining us and Feynman Roberts. And your boyfriend's back. It's great to see you back here again, boyfriend.
great to be back.
Thanks for coming in the whole outfit with the brand new lingerie and the curlers and
Absolutely.
everything. So that's Happy Hour for another week. Thank you so much for joining us. The producer of our show is Graham DePonte. Our associate producer and technical director is Chris Kehoe. Christian Unruh as our music director. And our theme song that you're currently listening to was written by and is being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show, you can stay upright for about an hour. And while you're drinking cocktails, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com. We can also check out many other hours of Happy Hour, plus some other shows we make here. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. True to the Game with Chris True, Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the Man Who Ate New Orleans, Ray Canado, Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tucker, Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu, and the podcast about death Death the Podcast with psychologist Dr. Arian Alfat. Have you heard that one, boyfriend?
No, I want to go on.
Oh my goodness, that is
can,
fantastic.
You can read about a story about it in The Advocate.
Feynman wrote a story about
Yeah,
Death the Podcast.
there was a story about that.
Written by Feynman Roberts, reporter for The Advocate. Check it out. It's called Death the Podcast. It's on itsneworleans.com, and it's also on deaththepodcast.com, by the way. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook and Twitter and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. And all of it we call It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and in our Facebook page as well. These photos are taken today by Alison Moon, who's right over there. Hello. And thank you to Carly Viator, who's the person who's putting this on Facebook Live, which is the very first time we've done this. So did it work, Carly?
It worked.
Hooray! It actually worked. If you listen to the show on iTunes or Stitcher or some other podcast app, thank you for subscribing to us. Take one moment to stop what you're doing and rate and review us. That helps other people find us. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfair on Freight Street, where they have a whole new menu and a radically new happy hour from 3 to 6 with half-price cocktails and half-price food. Well, check them out. Wayfair's on Freight Street. Happy hours of production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com, Brandon Ponte, Andrew Dupont, everyone else around the table here at Wayfair and back at our office of INO Broadcasting. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour. Oh, that would sound a lot better with music.